Peace and love, it's your man Ray Stone. I want to tell a quick story about how mushrooms might be the reason for the season. And that's the holiday season. I like to call this the solstice season because I'm not really a big holiday person, but so I call this the solstice season. And of course, we celebrate, Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus on December 25th, which is a whole nother topic for another day, but we'll save that for another day. But at any rate, I want to talk today about how the mushrooms, how I heard this came off a DVD that I heard years ago, maybe 20 years ago. I used to get DVDs from the DVD man Bayon in Detroit. Shout out to him if he's still around. I would love to bump into him. I owe him so much. He taught me about Dr. Sabi, Dick Gregory, um, this DVD that I miss. I mean, so many, countless. I can't even count the things the way it opened up my mind is at a perfect time he would give me these DVDs. At any rate, this particular DVD talked about mushrooms and psychedelics, and it was talking about how psychedelics are amazing and blah blah blah. I hadn't even done psychedelics at the time, but now I have, and it is amazing. Everything was just as advertised. The shit is amazing. But at any rate, it talks about how Christmas was based on the mushroom. That's what this story of this DVD, the premise of it, and I'll tell you how. Okay, so the mushrooms grow in the wild, naturally. Nobody plants them, they just grow like that. They come out of the earth, and they're for me and you to enjoy and to learn from and benefit from. But they grow best in forests particular around pine trees, like Christmas trees, what you would call Christmas trees, right? So they grow in the fields of pine trees. So the guys would go to gather them and they would have a big sack, like a Santa sack, to carry the mushrooms in, right? So they would go and gather mushrooms from all over. They would gather mushrooms and they would put them in a sack, but the sack would be heavy because the mushrooms are still wet and heavy. Now, while they don't want to carry them all as they're collecting them, so while they get some and they take some and hang them then in the trees so that they can dry while they go out to collect more. So they want to start as high on the tree as possible. So they started decorating the tree almost with them so that the wind can hit them and they can dry as they go to get more. But those became the original ornaments. And the DVD went on to say that most of the original Christmas ornaments were red and white, and many of them are mushroom shaped. The guy on the DVD was saying if you go to your parents' house, I bet that you will find some mushrooms as ornaments if they were into Christmas and all of that. And sure enough, I'm at my mother's house. My mom loves Christmas. Sure enough, I found 4 or 5 mushroom type ornaments or just symbols. Even if you look at Santa Claus's outfit, red and white, like the red and white mushroom. The elves, red and white, like the mushroom. His bag is red. So there's a lot of mushrooms, symbiotic, whatever. You get what I'm saying. There's a lot of damn mushrooms. So at any rate, the guy would take the mushrooms, collect the mushrooms, and put them in the tree. So the tree was decorated like a Christmas tree in that way, with mushrooms. Now, as the mushrooms dry out and they take them, they go to deliver them to everybody in the village, right? Now, everybody in the village would have a stocking by the fireplace. Of course, we still do that today. We have stockings by the fireplace, one with everybody's name on it, and there might be a little gift inside on Christmas morning. Well, in this case, on Christmas Eve, they would drop the mushrooms off. So the people would put the mushrooms into your stocking and it would dry out by the fireplace overnight. So you had the fire burning, the mushrooms would dry out all the way, they would finish drying out. And now on Christmas morning, the gift is that you eat the mushrooms, right? You eat the mushrooms and you go on a journey. You go on a journey throughout the rest of the holiday season, almost all the way into the new year, is the way that they put it. So you go into a journey into the new year, and now you approach the new year with a new attitude and a new perspective. Because if you haven't done psychedelics, I highly suggest you do. But it's a magical ride, but it really is a journey of self-discovery, and you learn a lot. It's amazing. To me, it's a must do. It's like something that you can do to learn yourself better. And I really love things like that. So at any rate, you would take the mushrooms. Everybody in the household would eat the mushrooms. The kids had a little bit, the adults, everybody. And they would all go on this journey and come back for the new year, a mental journey, of course, but they come back for the new year with a new attitude, and they will have resolutions and new principles and new goals and things to look forward to. So that's how the that's the story of how the mushrooms, the psychedelic mushrooms, were tied into the Christmas and the holiday season, the Christmas holiday. So I thought it was hella interesting even way back then. I might be leaving out a few details now, as it's been a while, but you get the idea, and it's a pretty interesting concept because I don't think it's all about the birth of Jesus and all of that, even though that's what people celebrate. But that's again another story for another day. But today I just want to hit you with that. It's a quick story, so do with it what you will, and I will get back at you next time. It's your boy Arthur Raystone. Peace and love. Have a happy and prosperous solstice season and New Year. Peace.